Hello everyone, welcome to Yoga with Britta. Today we have a practice for anyone who has made themselves feel small to accommodate someone else's energy. So today we are taking up space and we're going to need some props. We're going to need a block, and this is my stand-in for a second chair. I have a laundry basket because I only have one chair. So grab whatever you need and then come back and let's begin. We'll start seated for our warm-up. Start by taking the hands to the back of the head and tucking the chin down for a neck stretch. Then tuck the chin diagonally. Same thing diagonally to the other side. Release the hands and then we'll go through some flows to the side, little side flows. I made up that term. Last one. Bring the arms out to the side, make okay signs with the fingers, and start doing some cat and cow movements for the spine. It's one of my favorite ways to warm up. Pick up the pace. All right, leave the arms out to the side, same okay signs, and start twisting left and right. Sweep the arms up, one really big slow circle, and we're ready for sun salutations. Start by standing close to the chair, interlock the thumbs, stretch the arms out, up and back, looking up at the ceiling. Scoot the hips back and hinge forward from the hips, coming down with a flat back and placing the hands on the seat of the chair. Stay here or come down to forearms on the chair. Press into the seat of the chair. Take one step back with each foot. Push back into downward facing dog. If this is uncomfortable, you can always come forward to plank instead. You choose. Step back up to the chair, come down to forearms. Slight bend in the knee, press through the palms, come back up to standing, reaching the arms out, up and back. And bringing the hands together at heart center. Release, shake it out, and let's start over one more round. Out, up, and back. Hinge forward from the hips. Coming down to forearms. Press into the palms, take a step back with each foot. Push back into downward dog. Take a step back up to the chair. Bring the forearms down. Nice deep hamstring stretch. Bend the knees slightly, come back up to standing, sweeping the arms out, up and back. And then once again, meeting the hands together at the heart. All right, let's begin our standing sequence. We'll start in warrior one. Step the left leg back, bring the arms up in line with the ears, and take a bend in the right leg. Engage the core, feel strong here. From here, sweep the arms down to the hips, place the hands on the hips. Slight backward bend, very slight, mostly activating the spine, and bend forward over the bent leg. Your hands can stay here or support you on the chair. Anytime your leg gets tired, feel free to place your hands here. You're going to stay here for a moment, get a nice stretch through the hamstring. And step up to the chair and come up into chair pose. And take a couple breaths here. All right, stand up and fold forward into forward fold, just like we just did in our sun salutations. Let's take some breaths here. Release tension in the muscles. Come back up to standing. We'll switch to the other side. Take a step back with the right. Left leg forward, right leg back. Bring the arms up alongside the ears. Take a bend in the front leg. Engage the core. Feel strong in warrior one. Then bring the hands down to the hips. Straighten the front leg, bend forward over the leg, pyramid. Stay here or bring the hands to the chair, which may enable you to bend down a little further, getting a deeper stretch to the hamstring. All right, step back up to the chair, come into chair pose. The feet should be about hips distance apart for a nice, steady base. Stand up and come forward into forward fold. Bend the knees, come up to standing, and we're going to repeat that again on the other side and add some stuff to it. Come back into warrior one, right leg forward, left leg back, arms in line with the ears. Nice strong lunge. Bring the hands to the hips, straighten the leg, come forward into pyramid. This time, let's do Sphinx arms, bringing the forearms to the seat of the chair. This makes it a little bit easier to maintain that slight upper back bend while we're stretching the hamstring. Let's take 3 more breaths here. One more breath. Step up to the chair, come into chair pose. and forward fold. Now we'll need to take a block and set it on the seat of the chair. And then press back into downward facing dog. Come up to about halfway to almost a plank and bring the right leg back up into three-legged dog and then bring it down. We'll take a small step towards the chair. Bring the block to the front so the hands can be placed on it. And then we're going to step the right leg up onto the chair. Now some barriers here are a belly in the way. So it helps to have a little extra room here with the block. And you step up, help your leg get there. If you need a little help, then angle the belly at a 45-degree angle to come on the inside. And then both hands come inside the leg and hold strong. And this is lizard. Now, if you feel steady here, you can take a little hop back for a bigger stretch. All right, hop back up, remove the block, bring the leg down, press back into downward dog. Nice stretch out before we switch to the other side. All right, come back up to the chair and let's move it to the other side and we'll do that whole thing all over again. You can just leave the block here. This time we'll have the left leg forward and the right leg back. Come into warrior one. Bring the hands down to the hips, straighten the leg, come forward. This time bringing Sphinx arms into play. Three breaths. All right, come back up to the chair, come into chair pose, up to stand, and then forward fold. Okay, push back into downward facing dog. Come up about halfway, lift the left leg up in the air, three-legged dog, and then take half a step forward with each leg. Bring the block to the front, both hands on the block, and bring the leg up, the left leg up. Angle the belly so it fits nicely inside the leg. And here we have our lizard again. This is kind of a fun one to do in the chair. If you're feeling good here, take a hop back. Hop back up. Bring the leg down, push back into downward dog. For one more awesome stretch. After this, we have one more short sequence leading up to our peak pose, which is a side lunge. All right, step back up to the chair and let's get ready for our next sequence. All right, take the legs out nice and wide with the feet pointed at 45-degree angles. We're going to come into goddess pose. Make sure the knees track out over the toes. Bring the arms up to the sides. Press the arms back, heart forward, chest open. Goddess pose. Come into a goddess twist by bringing the right arm against the thigh, the left arm stretching up overhead. And come back up. All right, stand back up. We're going to come into tree next. So it's a tricky tree with the leg up on the chair. Give you a second to get there. Bring the arms up overhead, classic tree arms. Let's take about 3 breaths here. One more. Now it's time to bring our prop into play. So this will need to be right in front of the feet. We're going to take the same tree leg shape that we were just doing, but this time make sure the foot is right on the very edge of the chair, and then this is in front of you so you can place your hands down on it. So from here, our tree, bring the hands down to the hips for stability, and then stretch the foot out with the toes pointing straight up, right along the chair. Then we're going to come down into a squat. Feel free to support it. I have to heel toe this foot a little bit over to the left, just to make sure I have enough space to get into this nice side bend. How does that feel? All right, listen to the hands, bring the leg back up, and there we go. That was our peak pose. Let's do it again on the other side. First, we'll take our legs out nice and wide again, feet at a 45-degree angle, knees tracking out over. Sometimes they like to come in. Let's not do that. Make sure they're tracking out nice. And then arms up. And breathe. Press the arms back, shoulder blades together. Engage the core. Let's come into the twist. Left arm down, right arm up overhead. All right, come back up, come up to standing, shake it out a little bit. Let's bring our second chair or laundry basket into place. Bring the left leg up onto the chair and tree. Heel toeing my foot again. And breathe. Hands down to the hips. Scoot that heel along the chair. Make sure the toes are pointing up. And take a nice bend in the standing leg. And bring the hands down to your chair or laundry basket or stool or whatever you have. How's it going? How are you feeling? All right, stand back up. Come back up to our tree leg and come back down. All right, now you can take your other chair and set it aside, and we'll come back seated. Let's do some cool down. Let's start by bringing our arms up and out to the sides and pressing the shoulder blades back and breathing. And push the arms back. Come back up. Inhale. Arms out to the side. Exhale as you push the arms back. Let's do it again. Arms up. Breathe. Push them back. All right, scoot forward a little bit on the chair and bring the hands to the thighs. And we're just going to do some cat and cow movements at your own pace, bringing the arms, sliding the hands down towards the knees and then back up towards the hips. Incorporate some slow breathing. Close the eyes if that feels comfortable. And keep doing these cat-cow movements. All right, then stop the movements, keep the eyes closed. And take a few breaths to recenter after all of that awesome movement. Let's take one last breath together. Inhale. And exhale. Open the eyes. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you love it. I hope you took up space and had a great time. I'll see you again soon. Namaste.